Good day, everybody. How are you all doing? Got some probably reorganizing to do on the set still, but we've taken down Christmas. It's time to get back to work. It is time. We must get be about the work. Is really what we have to do. And that's what we're going to do. How's everyone doing? Got a short show today. It's Fridays. I sure hope working through the holidays pays off. Hopefully we get some, some sort of bump in regular viewers once everybody's back to the kind of the regular schedule. Otherwise, next year, I'm going to take a vacation. Not like an actual vacation. Is this another 58-minute show? Well, I don't know. Probably less, to be honest with you. I've got to go on Dr. Drew today. You can watch that at 2 Central. I'll be on Dr. Drew today. And then I've got to play with the dogs. And then I've got to take my wife out for errands. So probably a 40-minute show, 45-minute show. And then we get on with the weekend. Spinning again. Rumble's not working? It's felt like all week you guys said basically everything was aces. Seems to be working for me, but I'm on desktop, so I don't know if it's an app thing. Can't afford to take a vacation. Yeah, I know. I mean, I can find ways, take a vacation that's like, so I can still like do my standalones. Now the girls can kind of handle the show. So that's always good. So if I want like, take a couple days off to actually enjoy myself, I can, the girls can run the show. All right. Let's get after it. Absolute panic in the Somali scam community as some of these influencers now are foolish enough to make threats, not just against randos, but also Elon Musk, and suffering some instant regret as the right has gotten very, very good at locating these particular scumbags and outing them. I don't have a problem with that. If you're going to, threaten people, if you're going to threaten to hurt people or whatever the case may be, and people find out where you work and they call where you work, I don't have a problem with that. I'm pretty sure that threatening somebody's life has to, that's not legal. Everything is falling apart for them, including all the way up to the top where we have massive fraud unveiled yesterday. This whole thing is spiraling out of control. I absolutely love to see it. Make sure you leave a like on the video when you're watching it. I hope you appreciate the news. Lots going on. But let's, before we get into this hilarious backfire for this Somali influencer, super quick word from this video sponsor, Aura, which you guys don't have to see. All right. Fardwasa Muhammad, is the influencer. Let's put what she had to say when she was feeling herself. She was feeling real cool. She was feeling, real defiant. Let's see what she has to say.
haddana foolxuma ilaa maskaaba iska foolxuma
When people say like this is fake, I'm like,
oo
actually,
saan u foolxum
well, let's look at.
kan muxuu haystaa lacag bis u haystaa baduu foolxum yahay
She switches to English here.
iska foolxum yahay kan waa duquu dhim raba. I wouldn't worry too much about this one. That albaabkiisa jooga. I wouldn't worry too much about him. He about to die.
He about to die. He about to die. I wouldn't worry too much about him. He about to die, folks. Well, it was found that, of course, she is a teacher. Why are they always teachers? I don't know. Nobody seems to be able to tell me. But Fardwasa, a Frontier STEM high school and KIPP Kansas City alum, intends to study courses on the pre-med track to the University of Missouri in Kansas City. Her goal is pursuing medicine is to help address the racial inequities experienced by refugee mothers in the healthcare system. What? Literally what? I don't understand. Why don't you? I mean, but of course, people found out very quickly who she was. And now the Somali who appeared to threaten Elon Musk's life is now desperately backtracking after Elon quote tweeted her video and said, "It is war." She's terrified because she knows what she just exposed. She's about to F around and find out. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. I am the victim now. Look at me. I'm the victim now.
You told me a week ago that my name and Elon Musk's name are being voiced in the same breath. I wouldn't believe you. But here I am today.
Look at her reading from the script, trying to sound all scared too. Where was that energy when you said he was going to die, lady? You had all this energy for saying he was going to die.
Hello, if you know who I am, then you know why this video has to be made. On December 31st, 2025, my life took a tragic turn.
Oh, God. Guys, leave a like on the video for one single tear. Every like is one single tear. This is a very different person, isn't it? All that energy for, don't worry about Elon Musk. He's going to die soon, right? Don't worry about Elon. He's going to die soon. Whoa. Where's all that energy now?
I was badly misinterpreted and misheard on a now viral clip. And
you were misinterpreted? Let me go back. What did you say exactly? Let me see if I misinterpreted this.
albaabkiisa jooga. I wouldn't worry too much about him. He about to die.
He about to die. I don't know if I misinterpreted that. I'm not sure I could say that. I'm not exactly sure what I mean.
In this clip, my words and what they are being translated to has been taken greatly out of context.
Oh, out of context. She said he's about to die. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure here, folks. What? I'm not sure. I love it. Like, I hope she gets deported.
I want to make myself
Denaturalized, deported.
clear. I never intended or even aimed to threaten the life of Elon Musk.
Really? But you said that he's about to die.
I'm not a person that carries around hate. The media and Elon have taken my words completely out of context.
Isn't this funny? What context is required?
I wouldn't worry too much about him. He about to die.
Oh, where's all that? He about to die. What context was removed? I have your whole video, you dumb twat. I have your whole video.
And it's been deeply hurtful to watch how that's turned into me being dehumanized and painted as a villain.
You are a
For
villain.
context, the clip going viral was taken from a longer live segment and edited in a way that removes the heart of what I was trying to say.
The heart of what you're trying to say. Do I have to keep doing this, folks?
albaabkiisa jooga. I wouldn't worry too much about him. He about to die.
He about to die.
During that stream, some of my supporters asked me about my thoughts on Elon Musk in relation to his health after viral photos of him in swim shorts surfaced.
Are you kidding me? She's about to say that she was just responding to Elon Musk's physical condition. You got to be kidding me.
My intention was to never mock, insult, or be cruel in any way.
Yes, it
what I
was.
trying to express came from my personal experience. As a person gets older, health becomes more important, and it is something we should all be taking seriously and treat with care.
What? She's literally rewriting history. What do you mean? I was just talking about his long-term medical condition. Guys, I was just talking about his cholesterol levels. What are you talking about? I know I said, don't worry about him. Click, 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 African clicks. He about to die. I know that's what I said, but I was really talking about the silent killer, heart disease. After he retweeted it, they don't like it. They like to say this shit. They like to say all this stuff in the comfort of their, circles. Here we have, by the way, Somalia's ambassador to the United States. Now, you cannot make this up. Somalia's ambassador to the United States is a daycare administrator in Ohio. You cannot make this up. Somalia ambassador to the UN, Akubar African Sounds, was a healthcare administrator in Ohio. There's another healthcare company in the same suite as his, but with a different name, and multiple others at the same address, all with Somali names. These people come to this country on a known scam. They're not smart enough to figure out this scam. Their Somali brothers and sisters teach them the scam. They teach them this when they get here. They say, you come to America, you just call everyone who says anything racist, anybody who says anything racist, and you'll be able to do whatever you want. And for the most part, if you go to a Democrat state, that's true. 100% true. Now the Trump administration is looking at revoking citizenship of any Somali Americans caught up in fraud scheme. They should. This is what I voted for. Stop floating this stuff out there and do it. This is what I voted for. This is what all my viewers voted for. After Elon Musk declares it is war after Somali TikToker says he may die. That's not what she said. She said he about to die. Click, 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 clickety clack. That's what she said. Everybody's trying to whitewash this nonsense from this broad. By the way, totally normal behavior going on here. Democrats in the media, there's no Somali fraud. Meanwhile, daycare owner, you can't come to my house. Let's call the police. Journalist, yes, I can knock on the door. Daycare owner, you need to leave. Know your rules.
So we don't know what you're looking for, though.
Okay, well, I'm just checking up on them.
You're a
Seeing different
stranger.
ones.
You cannot come to my house.
I can
Yes,
ring the doorbell and say
no,
hi.
you cannot.
Yes, you can.
You cannot. This is my property.
Oh, I know.
So what?
Call the police and say hi. I have a kids. I don't know. I'm not sure if you're a criminal. If you're a child molester, you need to leave my
I'll
door
call him a
alone.
molester.
Okay, I'll leave.
The kids
You
safety.
ask me to leave, I'll leave.
No. You guys
You
are
don't
wrong.
want me to leave?
Do you know you have to go through background check in order to come to somebody's house?
That's not true. The absolute confidence that they lie right to your face is actually shocking. It's demonic. She is stating as fact something that is 100% wrong. She's stating as fact something that is 100% wrong.
No, you don't.
Do you understand?
You can knock on the
You
door.
cannot walk. You cannot walk in
Yes, you
a
can.
child care.
I can knock on the front door.
safe. No, you need to leave
I
right
will
now.
leave. Thank you.
You're so worried about safety. How about you, bitch? How about you install a screen? Or a storm window?
You guys have a good
Leave
day.
my property.
We don't want our face to show it on social media, so I am recording you too. So
Okay.
if you do post on social
If
media,
you do that, we have your information and we saw it already in the system.
There's no right to privacy
No,
in public.
that is
so
privacy.
You guys have a good day.
this is
You
our
guys have a
property.
good day.
They just make stuff up. Like this is so crazy. The level of fraud. Now this stuff has probably been going on for years. Look at this. Somalia's Minister of Foreign Affairs owns a home healthcare company in Ohio. There's two other healthcare companies in the exact same suite as his, and multiple others at the address with other Somali owners. What are the odds? You know, this is a known scam. And you have this, Somali TikToker mocking Americans and is angry that Somali fraudsters are being exposed.
Oh, why is the Somali community under so much heat right now? Like, did I miss something?
Yeah, you're stealing my money. Bitch. You're stealing my money.
Hello?
I don't even want to listen to your gobbledygook. Speak English. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe or follow down below. We'll talk to you again real soon. Some super chats. Thank you. Grofty, they weren't just eating the cats, eating the dogs. They'd be eating our house. They'd be eating our houses. True. Grofty also, thanks for the stream, Jeremy. Glad you work hard, but take time off when you need it. Appreciate it. Burnout is real. You're appreciated. Thank you. You know what's crazy about the burnout thing? I was telling my wife, like, I legitimately am experiencing burnout. December was like the most difficult month of the 10 years that I've been doing all of this. Like, it's just been extremely like soul crushing because like it wasn't just that the news cycle was weird. It was like the YouTube channel was not performing well. There's just all sorts of, new things to have to overcome in November and December. Like normally November and December are like top earning months. That's when you like get to coast and enjoy the fruits of your labor. But not this year, sir. Aura. Not this year. Which you guys don't have to see. This year, it was like December was my worst month of the year. And had to make some real tough, staffing decisions, financial decisions, things like that. And it was making it all feel like, man, I just want to go back to just being me with my webcam again. Life was so much simpler then, It was like no employees. If I had a bad month, it was okay because I had, money. I didn't have big payroll to worry about. So it was like, whatever, no big deal. Bad month, that's all right. But then once I had 8 employees, I was like, you're sounding like Tim. Why? Am I having a meltdown on a live stream? Well, I guess I am on a live stream, but I wouldn't say this is a meltdown. Your channel stumbled when you pivoted from culture war to straight politics. That's just not true. The channel stumbled when culture war topics died. If you look, like I've spent the last 3 months going through the analytics. I understand where I need to go in 2026. The culture war content is dead. Like, if you go and look at all the channels that were producing videos at the same time I was over the last year, right? We were all killing it. Like, I don't want to call out anybody's name, right? Like, because I don't want to put anyone on blast, but just the whole space is dead now. You used to be able to be Geeks and Gamers and Nerdrotic beg to differ. I mean, do you want me to pull up their statistics and prove it? Pull up a channel like Yellow Flash and a lot of these mid-tier culture war channels. They're all dead. They're all dead. And you could say Nerdrotic is quote unquote killing it, but I doubt the data would support that. I mean, if we really want to, I don't want to put him on blast. I like Gary, but the whole space is just not what it used to be. This is a channel like last year, this time was gaining 40,000 subscribers a month, 40, 13,000, 40,000. And look at this entire year. I mean, don't, like, if you want to question me on anything, there's a lot of things I'm not an expert on, but like analytics and YouTube, I'm very good at. This entire year, Nerdrotic has gained 50,000 subscribers. This entire year. Last year, he gained, way more. Oh, if we look at views, look at this. Go back to 2024, 8 million, 7 million, 8 million November, right? Here he is in November last year, 8 million. How did he do in November of this year? 3.6 million. Down more than 50%. The same is true for my channel. Everybody in this space is down about 50%. Everybody. He only had 2.6 million views this December. Go back to last December. 6 million views. So he's down like 60% in December. So why would you tell me like YouTube analytics are not very trustworthy? Are you on crack? It's the only analytics that matter. What are Crowder's numbers compared to last year? Well, that depends because this site is only really good for people who are primarily YouTube. I don't think they even share Rumble statistics. $50K in 2 days isn't so bad. You said this year. You're right. You got me there. I was talking about last year. People are unplugging altogether, and like the culture war shit just isn't popular anymore. Like, can you even remember, like, I mean, YouTube's also full of AI slop. Who's another big, you said Geeks and Gamers? Okay. I mean, I know how this is going to work out. You guys, I know the numbers, right? Like, you think this guy's killing it? Look what happened. Starting in July, less than 1 million views every month. Look at July last year. 4.6 million, 3.2 million, 2.2 million, 3.7 million. This year, 700,000. 25%. And it's not anything that they did. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's not that like Geeks and Gamers fell off or Nerdrotic fell off or the quartering fell off. It's that this topic, like this culture war stuff, you're looking at flawed metrics. No, I'm not. I'm looking at perfectly very, very good metrics that would stand up in the court of the law simply because it would show a relation. If the social blade data is wrong, if social blade data is wrong, then it's wrong by the same percent for everybody. Like statistics, data analysis, this is what I do. YouTube stopped counting ad blocked viewers. That's not true. Are you going to do any live call-ins on this New Year's stream? No, probably not. The culture war content is basically dead. Like, you can't put out a video anymore and be like, oh, look at this woke Marvel movie. Your data set is too limited. No, it's not. 2 years of data on the biggest multiple. I mean, I could pull up 100 YouTube channels in this space and show you that the trend is true for all of them. Nerdrotic, arguably the biggest channel in this space, has 40% of their views last year. Geeks and Gamers, 40% of their views last year. Me, 40% of my views last year. That's 7 million combined subscribers. Where are the viewers going? They're just not, it's not that. It's what happens is, I think I've got a pretty good plan for 2026 for content, because that's the exact question I talked about. It's not that like Nerdrotic's content is any worse. It's just that nobody gives a shit about you know, The Mandalorian sucking anymore. The views from live streams and views from videos are combined in that. It's all the same. Don't question me on analytics, boys. Are you having Nick Fuentes on your show? I think I am. Yeah. He said he'd come on. It's it's very, very, it's just that nobody gives a shit. Like a year ago, we were talking about the Lord of the Rings, right? Like the Lord of the Rings, woke Lord of the Rings. No one gives a shit about that. You know, it's just cooked. People have either, there's some percentage of people, like I break it down like this. There's some percentage of people that have just checked out for now. You know, they'll be back in like in springtime. You know? But like, I would say maybe, let's say total views are down about 50%. I should have, yeah. I just think that like 20 to 25% of people have just checked out for now. Some percentage of them will come back. Like once the kids go back to school and college and stuff like that, people will come back. But like, how many times can you make the same video about like canceling Netflix? You know what I mean? Like everybody who's watching this video already knows Netflix is woke shit. So like, how long can you ride that? Now, some channels will understand what I understand, and that is the need to pivot. Other channels, the vast majority of them, will ride what got them to where they are until it's completely burnt out. You know? But like, the idea that like, I'm going to make a video about some CW show. Like I used to get 200,000 views on videos making fun of Batwoman. Nobody gives a shit anymore about that. So you either keep making those videos for fewer and fewer people and become obscure, or you figure out where these people have gone. And I think I know where all the people have gone. Now I'm not going to give that information out to my competitors for free. Worldwide, people have no unified culture and have to worry about putting food on the table, not who's gay and stranger danger things. I mean, that's become more of an issue. You know? Generic account says, we need some sort of network. If Trump doesn't start busting shit up, he's going to get impeached and we're on our own. These third world frauds are not only robbing us, they're spitting in our face. I agree. Gruff says, Jeremy knows the numbers. Yeah. Well, you don't stay where I'm at, like on YouTube, as long as I have. If you don't follow trends and understand what's going on. If you look at like, why is Nick Fuentes so popular right now? It's because more people than ever have taken the black pill. And if you don't understand why they've done that, then you don't understand the trend in content. Now, does that mean I'm going to make black pill content? No. But it is worth understanding why maybe 5-10% of my audience doesn't really give a shit about the culture war anymore because they're so distraught about nothing ever getting done. Like, you have to figure out how to speak to those people. You know? Some of the people that used to care about Marvel are like, I don't care about that anymore. Maybe I'm going to watch true crime stuff. Or I'm going to watch retro video game stuff. Stuff that is like, you can only log on to YouTube and make yourself mad about the thing you love so much. Here's the truth, and I'm going to get to this Joe Rogan video next because I have limited time today. J-Ho for 20 says, a lot of people spent their time before Christmas break just complaining about Candace. Most of us normies see her as the crazy grifter she is. Another reason why I choose to watch you. Yep, that's a big part of it too. But, oh no, that you derailed me. What was I saying? Shit. I had a grand point there and I think I just lost it. I just think that what people are interested in putting, this is what I was going to say. If the cottage industry, this is the only hint I'll give my competitors who are going to probably ride the Marvel is bad train into obscurity. If your entire business model is telling everybody how much everything sucks, okay, don't you think that eventually those people are going to tune out, right? If your entire channel is built on saying Netflix sucks, this sucks, whatever, you know? It's like, well, why are they going to keep tuning in over and over again when a new Marvel movie comes out for you to say that the Marvel movie sucks? It's actually, there's actually a expiration date on that entire cottage industry of making content. Does that make sense? Like, you can only grind people down so much, and then they're going to be like, oh, there's another movie about Marvel. Well, I already agree that it's going to suck. Why do I want to watch that? You know? Oh, it's another company that got woke. Yeah, I know they're all woke. Tell me something I don't know. So if you don't actually like take a minute to like understand that and figure out what the next thing is, and for many people it's the black pill, for many people it's more like hard politics, and for many people it's actually taking your stuff out altogether. Like, just, I don't want to hear or talk about Marvel anymore. You have to find a way to like still reach those people. Crimson Sparks says, a fellow 40-plus-year-old fat wishes us both a healthy 2026 and achieving our fitness goals. Yes, big agree. I've got a plan. My plan started back on Christmas Day. I didn't wait till New Year's. Yeah, I don't want news and social media to have the power to make me angry every day. That's another thing too, right? Like, people are just like, yo, I don't want to be like, I'm not trying to log on here to get pissed off every day. People are starting to watch like more like brain rot content, funny content, apolitical content. You know? All right, let's get to this next topic. Comedy and conspiracies. Yep, all that kind of stuff. Yep. That's just, you know. So you can either keep making the videos about woke Hollywood, or you can get off your ass and figure out what your audience is watching now. Because half my audience didn't die. You know? It's just they don't want to watch another video about. They don't want to watch another live stream about another Hollywood thing. What's up? I'm live right now. Yeah. All right. We've got this last topic here. Hold on a second. All right. Let's see here. RC racing, yeah, nice. That's why I've been trying to I've been doing some trying to, add some variety. I've got a plan. Working on something with Hannah Claire about, well, I don't want to give it away. I think there's going to be a type of content that's really, really popular this year, and I'm, working on having that. But let's get back to stuff. By the way, thanks everyone for tuning in. Let's get to this other story here. There we go. Joe Rogan has been kind of flip-flopping in terms of his commentary on Trump. And I do think that that's actually normal. Trump, you're going to get good with the bad. You're going to get his unwavering support for Israel is going to turn some people off, going to turn some other people on. It's going to be, there's going to be all sorts of stuff that he does that makes people mad or doesn't make people mad. That's basically true of any president, unless you're a total, a true believer, like a sycophant, like a super fan. That's going to be true for everyone who's, that's going to be true for everyone that has kind of normal political leanings. But Joe Rogan has given him a big amount of credit on his battle against these drug boats and the actual massive effect that it's had on the American population. And I want to show you these charts because it's actually bonkers. So we're going to get it after a super quick word from this video sponsor. Huge shout out to this video's sponsor, Europe. They banned this in 2022, not because it's dangerous, but because it works too dang well. Big Pharma is developing a $3,000 version of this, so they're trying to ban the cheaper version. Classic move. A Harvard clinical trial found that 1,000 milligrams of NMN daily safely increased NAD+ levels by up to 2 times. Researchers also observed reductions in fat mass, cholesterol, and blood pressure, confirming NMN's potential to reverse key markers of metabolic aging. Here's Professor David Sinclair from the Center for Biology of Aging at Harvard Medical School talking about it.
Of the people that I know that look freakishly and unusually young for their age, that I have met in, say, the last 36 months, I cannot get over how many of them have told me that I'm on NAD and I'm on metformin. And I'm talking about everywhere from a gym to a golf course to a business meeting. And I'm talking about visually, shockingly looking young people. Mainly people in their 50s that look like they could be in their 30s or early 40s to me. So when you say NAD, do you believe in the IV therapy? Do you believe in the stuff you can inject with subcutaneously? Or are you speaking specifically about this precursor that you were referencing?
Well, what I believe doesn't so much matter, but the scientific evidence points to taking a supplement every day, a gram of NMN, which is its precursor, stands for nicotinamide mononucleotide for the aficionados. Just swallowing one of those, or 1,000 milligrams, is enough to double your NAD levels in the bloodstream, and triple it if you take 2 grams.
That's not a TikTok guru. That's straight from Harvard Medical. That one dude who's not to be mentioned, the famous biohacker you've seen everywhere, he showed he reversed his biological age from 58 to 31. This Piranha Man move, yeah, that's his patented trick. Do you think they wanted you to have this for under $70 when it works so dang well? I think not. Europeans have been smuggling this like contraband, 1 capsule a day. Your NAD explodes by 100%. Your cells literally think they're 25 again. All those rich tech billionaires, the ones I probably shouldn't mention, they're all taking this too. Do you think they age like us? Heck no. And just in case you wanted to stock up, Black Forest NMN is the GOAT of NAD boosters, made in the USA, GMP certified, and manufactured in an FDA-regulated facility. Sure, there are a lot of NAD products out there, but ask yourself this. Why is NMN the only one the FDA is trying to turn into a drug? Why are they spending millions of dollars to do it? Because it's the best. It works better than the rest, and it's exactly why Big Pharma wants to control it. So yeah, you might want to stock up now because when Big Pharma finally figures out how to patent this, it's game over. Black Forest just launched their Christmas deal of the year, and it's insane. 40% off their best-selling NMN product, available for 48 hours only. This ends in 48 hours, and when it's over, it's gone for good. You know what speaks louder than our voices? Our wallets. Support the cause by supporting your health and longevity. Use a link in the description below. All right, so let's take a look at this Joe Rogan clip talking about the overdose numbers because it's actually bonkers. No. Okay.
But Jamie, I just sent you something.
Let me go back here.
Aren't they
Sorry.
kind of blowing the Ecuadorian ships up that are coming to here that are having a lot of drugs on them?
Yeah, Venezuela, right?
Venezuelan ships.
Yeah.
They just blowing them up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know. I'm not educated on stuff like that. But I wonder if it's to keep the trade here.
No, I doubt it. I think more likely what it is because Trump genuinely hates that they're bringing drugs into this country. Is there other things involved too? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure some of it has to do perhaps with politics.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that's a reasonable assumption. But Jamie, I just sent you something. Here's what's interesting. One of the things that Trump was saying is they're poisoning our kids, and that 100,000 people are dying every year from drug overdoses. We have to put a stop to this.
1 second. I got to let the dog out. Go on. Sorry, it was dog walk time. Let's go back to the clip.
From the time Trump's been in office, deaths by overdose have dropped off a cliff. Look at that. Look at 2024. And
wow.
leading into 2025.
Just
Look
going
at
down.
These are all deaths from overdoses. I mean, that's kind of crazy. Like, look at that. From all drugs, which is the top one, look at that drop. I mean, that's crazy.
Now, I actually found this chart. Here's the actual chart he's looking at. Here he says, from the JAMA Open Network. So on the top is all drugs. Then this is opioids, which is really basically the number one killer. You can see here by far and away. And then you had methamphetamine and coke. What's crazy is, so there's a couple of reasons why this is dropping. Yes, the Venezuelan boats thing is a thing, but that's also relatively new. I think people going back to church is a thing. I think people understanding how to handle opioid overdoses is also another thing. So what I mean is people knowing how to use the Narcan or Noxolone or whatever it's called, having that readily available has saved literally thousands of lives. You could say too, like, based on, if we look at 2024, okay, this is when it was at an all-time high. You could see the opioid epidemic really exploded in 2020 during the lockdowns. So 2020 just skyrockets, nearly doubles into 2022. A lot of people are just numbing the Biden years with opioids and then, dying. And then you see Trump gets in office, everyone gets off their opioids. I mean, it's plummeting. Now, it's not yet at, say, the 2020 levels, but it's actually down really bigly. The number percentage is actually 27% in just year over year. Drug overdose deaths fell by 27% last year, the largest one-year decline ever recorded. I'd say that's pretty huge. That's pretty bigly. There were 30,000 fewer drug overdoses in 2024 than the year before, the largest one-year decline ever recorded. Now, obviously, the election was in 2024, right? So, like, you can't give it all to Trump. Like, you can't give it all to Trump, but shutting down the borders, pretty big deal. Like Trump really needs to push this because I didn't even know about it. 80,000 people died from overdoses last year, according to Provisional Centers for Disease Control and Prevention data released Wednesday. That's down 27% from 110,000 in 2023. My guess is, okay, so that's 30,000. That's an entire pretty big city of people that didn't die due to opioid overdose. If you extrapolate that, right? If you look at what does that look like large scale, what does that look like in 2025? I assume based on this chart, it's going to be an even bigger drop. So if in 2025 they end up with, a 50% drop from the Biden years, I mean, wouldn't you be shouting that from the rooftops? The CDC has been collecting comparable data for 45 years. The previous largest one-year drop was only 4%. Now it's 27%. I mean, shutting down the border is kind of a big deal. Every state in the country except for 2 saw declines, with Nevada and South Dakota seeing small increases. Well, South Dakota, I'm not surprised about that. Vegas, okay. Some of the biggest drops were in Ohio, West Virginia, so Appalachia, where the opioid problem was as bad as it ever been. Increased availability of overdose reversing drug Naloxone, expanded addiction treatment, shifts in how people use drugs, the growing impact of billions of dollars in opioid lawsuit settlement money. The number of at-risk Americans is shrinking after waves of deaths in older adults and a shift in teens and younger adults away from drugs that cause most deaths. So a lot of young people are going back to church. They're embracing celibacy. They're embracing Jesus again. I think a lot of that is all related. And obviously, you'd want to see this get back down to 2015 levels. But if Trump can keep the borders closed for another 3 years, it's probably going to head back in that right direction.
So you see the peak was in 2022, or it looks like actually 2020, between 2023 and 2024. That's the peak where people are dying. And then from the time Trump's in office, it's taking a fucking sharp downturn. And why is that? Well, part of it is because they're blowing up these fucking boats that are bringing in all the drugs. And not just drugs, but drugs that are tainted with fentanyl.
Fentanyl is terrible.
Terrible.
Because a little piece can kill you.
Exactly. It's smaller than a penny and you're dead.
And people are snorting lines of it.
And they don't even know what's in there. And the cartel, they're buying, they're taking shitty drugs and mixing it with fentanyl so it has an effect.
It's crazy.
And people are getting it from what they think is a Xanax, and it's not a Xanax. It's fake, and it's got fentanyl in it, and they're dying from that. They're dying from coke.
It's actually a crazy thing for a drug dealer, to be killing your customers. It's actually bonkers. But this is actually, U.S. military says 5 killed in latest strike on alleged drug boats. This is happening now. This is not affecting the opioid overdoses that happened over the past year. But shutting down the border, blowing up these drug boats, making more people aware of the dangers of, it's just a line of coke. Well, it's a little different nowadays. I think Trump could really be advertising this. And I think he could really probably get these numbers down 50%. They'll probably be down close to 50% since 2022 by the midterms. And he should be really running on this. Because people need to, 100,000 Americans a year dying from pills is crazy. So, congratulations Trump on that. I think obviously there's some other factors that were, trending it downwards on its own, but still very, very good. And he should definitely champion this. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon. Funkmaster General gifted 10 memberships. Dude, thank you so much. That's awesome, dude. Thank you. Shit. McLeod says, speaking of drugs, have you read about the Narcan terrorists in San Fran clearing out squatters? No. Narcan terrorists? Like what? They go in there and they blast them with Narcan so that it ruins their high? D-Damn, I bet your views and earnings would skyrocket with a few more hot tub streams and show a little more skin. Your audience would love it. No, I don't think they would. J-Hope says, also was in Discord and you could tell a big difference in your weight from the beginning of the year till now. Great work. Yeah, I'm probably down like, I probably lost like 30 or 40 pounds last year from my fattest. From my fattest last year. You know, I've definitely got 100 more to go, literally. But, you know, slow and steady. Every time I weigh in, it's like at a new low for like as long as I can remember. I think at my fattest, I was like 380 this year. I was in the 380s earlier this year. And now I'm at like 339. And so I'm hoping by summer I can be under 300. And then by the end of the year, maybe like 275. Oh, yes, they are. It's a funny read on what San Francisco citizens are doing their on the frontier justice. I'll have to look that up. That's pretty hilarious. Oh, you want to be higher? Psh! Oh, you're not high anymore. That's actually genius. I actually love that. I've got this story for the Jeremy Hamblin. Why is this camera so much more zoomed in? It's weird. Seems like this angle is like way more zoomed in. Went from 218 to 170 in 5 months on keto. Nice. Narcan brand Narcan pepper spray to keep the junkies away. That's actually fucking hilarious. Big Tony, keep working on it, bud. All right. Well, it looks like Will Smith may be a little bit of a pickle here. He has been fighting rumors for many years that he enjoys the company of men more than the company of his wife that looks like a man. And now, in the latest lawsuit, Habs has him getting sued for being an absolute creep to a man that worked for him. The complaint describes as a hotel intrusion that happened in March. To understand just how messed up Will Smith's life really is, how messed up he is, you have to actually go back because the black community has known this about Will Smith for 30 years. Not 30 years, 20 years. People in the black community have been saying this stuff, like his personal security has come out and outed him many times in the past. Well, now he's getting sued, being called a groomer and all sorts of stuff. And it kind of puts into perspective the way he's been behaving. This is yet another guy in Hollywood that probably had to participate in this kind of stuff as humiliation rituals and all sorts of other stuff like that. And I can't say I'm surprised. I really can't. By the way, if you're watching this video, whether live or later in a video on demand, it's for a Jeremy Hamblin channel. It's a channel that's on YouTube and on Rumble. So please do subscribe to it. If you just search my name, Jeremy Hamblin, you'll find the channel. And there's at least one video a day. I try to do a video a day on this channel that's a little bit different, a little bit more uncensored. Will Smith sued over allegations he retaliated against a violinist who reported his sexual harassment. I mean, if we look at Like, this is Will Smith's former assistant. This came out 2 or 3 years ago. Listen to what he said about Will Smith.
Needed that validation to have that type of woman.
You saw her say that Will Smith had a small dick?
Oh, I am saying to you, if a woman is used to something the size of a baby leg and you come in with a pinky toe, there's nothing you can do to please her. You can buy her 80 cars, you can get her 80 private jets. If she's itching for that baby leg, she want that baby leg. You can beat a person so much that they fall into submission.
And who needs enemies when they got friends like you?
Oh,
I mean, like, this guy, Brother Bilal, I wonder if I could find him without the stupid music. Yeah. He also said that he put his hands on his son. Here.
So I back out the door. I'm not going in there. Fuck no. I ain't going up in there. I back out the door, lock the door. I leave.
He says Will Smith's best friend claims that he was in fear for his life after he caught Will Smith getting it from the back from a guy named Dwayne Martin. He's also filed a lawsuit against Jada Pinkett Smith, accusing her of intentional infliction of emotional distress. So maybe this guy is just a scammer, right? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, that's a pretty, he goes in pretty specific about what happened.
I back about what? He said, you know what? And I said, I don't know what you're talking about. And he said, oh, you know what I'm talking. I said, well, I have no idea. What are you talking about? What we need to finish today? Like, I'm trying to get that out. He said, listen, I made a call. Some papers are going to come here today. I need you to sign them. And I said, why am I signing papers?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, listen, I'm trying to protect you. He said that you remember the transsexual, I hope I'm saying it right, who got caught with Eddie Murphy. He said, you know what happened to him, right? I had no idea what happened to the transsexual that got caught in the car with Eddie Murphy.
Me either. What happened?
So I go home and Google.
So again, you also have this guy here 1 year ago.
But Will like guys.
Huh?
Will like guys.
How you know?
I live in LA.
Everybody knows.
Does that make sense to you?
No.
I live in Los Angeles. There's a lot of opportunities I don't get because the guys don't want me to see them with their boyfriends. And I've suffered from that. It's like everybody know anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody know anyway. So I'm saying, like, do you think me saying Will like guys? Because I said it and I can't take it back.
Yeah.
Because I believe it. I know it for the most part.
Okay.
By me saying that, I hope it doesn't strike a nerve in anybody. But I'm saying I live in LA.
Yeah.
And there's a lifestyle that is.
Now, if you go into this newest charge, here's the thing. There's a lot of stuff about like humiliation rituals and, you know, participating in these kind of gay acts against your will, to get compromise on you, or to say, have, you know, these type of things, you know, you've got to do what you got to do for fame. This is not really that surprising. Now, Brian King Joseph, a violinist and finalist of season 13 of America's Got Talent, is now suing Will Smith, claiming he was fired for reporting an incident of sexual harassment. In a lawsuit filed in California Superior Court on Tuesday, Joseph, whom Smith hired to perform on his Based on a True Story 2025 global tour, alleges that he was not only the subject of a traumatic series of events while working with Smith, but that he was terminated for reporting them. Joseph is suing Will Smith and his Trayball Studios Management, Inc. over an alleged incident from March earlier this year in which someone left him a disturbing message after gaining ungranted access to his LA hotel room during the tour. An attorney for Smith, Alan B. Grodsky, shared in a statement to Entertainment Weekly that Mr. Joseph's allegations concerning my client are false, baseless, and reckless. They are categorically denied, and we will use all legal means available to address these claims. According to the complaint, though, obtained and reviewed by Entertainment Weekly, the individual left evidence of a bedroom threat, including wipes, a beer bottle, and a red backpack, a bottle of HIV medication, and another individual's name, an earring, and a hospital discharge paperwork belonging to somebody else. What the heck? A note was left behind that said, Brian, I'll be back. Just us. Signed with a heart and the name Stone F. The complaint also claims that before the alleged incident, Will Smith was deliberately grooming and priming Mr. Joseph for further bedroom exploitation after he hired him to accompany Smith on tour supporting the fifth studio album. You and I have such a special connection that I don't have with anyone else, Joseph claims Will Smith told him during one meeting. The complaint also details that one alleged incident in which Will Smith's management lost Joseph's bag, which included a hotel room key. Joseph claims that after he discovered that someone had entered his hotel room, he reported findings to the hotel staff, a local non-emergency police line, and Smith's management team. One member of the team shamed Joseph, the complaint claims, and told him he would be terminated. It seems like he's telling the truth to me. If he called police, that's generally one thing that's missing from a lot of these things, right? They'll make these wild claims and then they never make a police report, so it's kind of hard to take them seriously, thinking it's just a money grab. But if you also look at, I mean, how long ago was it? Did everyone already forget? Isn't Tyler Perry gay too? Tyler Perry, another big black star, sued for $77 million, allegedly trying to groom him too. My guess is what's probably more likely, the complaint alleges multiple instances in which Tyler Perry would invite Rodriguez over to his home under the guise of discussing future work projects, only to make bedroom advances while drinking. In November 2018, Perry allegedly grabbed his junk, and Rodriguez told Mr. Perry to stop, and Rodriguez had to physically struggle to get away. Perry alleged that he would tell Rodriguez, let it happen. And if you were just to be with me, I would take care of you, Rodriguez's lawsuit claimed after two incidences where Perry apologized and handed him $5,000 and sent him away. I 100% believe this happened. I believe this happens every single day in Hollywood. Now, what I think is probably the truth of it all is that these men probably knew what was going on. These men probably knew that if they could go do gay stuff with these people, that it would help their career. They probably did it and then regretted it later. That's my opinion. It's like most of the Me Too stuff. All these women that were like, oh my God, I had to sit on a casting couch. I was on a casting couch. It was so horrible. You know the people you didn't hear from? The people that it worked for. The only people that complained didn't get big careers out of it. I guarantee you that most of the Hollywood A-list actors and actresses probably blew somebody to get their job or participated in non-consensual gay stuff and got their jobs. And they didn't complain because now they have careers, just like apparently Will Smith. Tyler Perry, all these, the Elmo guy, right? All these people. This is just how degenerate Hollywood is. And so I don't feel bad when these people get, this guy probably participated in a lot of stuff thinking it would help his career. And now he's suing Will Smith for taking advantage of him. I don't care. Why is Will Smith trying to do this stuff? I don't think it's completely made up. Look at all these people that have been saying this stuff about Will for years. Years. Look at Weinstein, right? Hollywood is full of predators and creeps, and this only further proves that. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe to the Jeremy Hambly channel. It's my private channel. And we'll talk to you again real soon. Jeremy, if you really believed analytics, you'd be turning tranny and running makeup reviews now, wouldn't you? No, because that space is dead now, isn't it? Like the getting famous for being trans stuff is over. It's not hot anymore. By the way, if you're watching me and you see me on like the Rumble homepage, I know there's a lot of you who are passively watching there. Please do click through to my name. Like click the quartering below it and click that red or the green follow button down below the video. It helps so you'll get actually notified. Next week we'll be back to our fully regular schedule. So Monday through Thursday at 2 Eastern with Hannah Claire Brimlow, Melanie Mack, and Luke Radowski. And then Fridays at 1 Eastern with just me in Lone Wolf Cast. So I hope that you guys all have a wonderful, safe weekend. I'll be taking the weekend to finally, hopefully, get over this flu. And I appreciate you guys. Hope you guys have a great day. For all the new viewers out there that we gained over the holidays, I hope to see you on a regularly scheduled 2 p.m. Eastern time slot. Click through, follow, and I really, really appreciate you guys. Let me see if Vivo's streaming. Somebody I can maybe raid. Doesn't look like it. And by the way, make sure you follow the Jeremy Hambly channel too. It's just 2 words. And I guess we'll raid the
under
doc.
attack.
We'll raid the doc.
Kind of dangerous out here. Oh shit.
We'll raid the doc.
Did that do a lot of damage? Did you hit that?